That's it. Off in racing, we're just opening Tattersalls Ireland sponsored 4yo Maiden. 9 runners have 12 fences, 3 miles ahead of them, and as they make their way along the bottom of the track to swing up the home straight for the first time towards fence number 1. And as they do so, Jamie Codd leads the way on Flashing Gold. He's followed next in the field back in second by Lord's Disciple with a break of a couple of lengths back to Guignard. They're followed by Gammon D, who's followed next in the field by Hit the Kettle, French Bumper and Something About Keen, O'Callaghan's Way, and held up in the back marker early doors. It is Look on the Bright Side. All over fence number 1 safely and continue the way up the hill. And as they do, rising up towards fence number 2, it is in front, Flashing Gold, Son of Westerner, leads the way by a couple of lengths now from in second. Jumping that one was Lord's Disciple. Guignard is next, and they're followed by Gammon Do. And these are followed next and behind these by, on the inside, the pink and blue spots, colour change, French Bumper. Something About Keen is next with Hit the Kettle, Look at the Bright Side, and O'Callaghan's Way. Top of the hill here now, and make their way up on towards 2 fences quickly coming up, fences number 3 and 4. And as they do make their way on towards this fence, Flashing Gold by a length and a half from Lord's Disciple in second. They're followed next by Gammon Do with Guignard and French Bumper, Something About Keen. Hit the Kettles next, and they're followed by Look at the Bright Side and O'Callaghan's Way. Fence number 4, and again they're all over safely now, and they're going to swing left-handed and race downhill and continue to run down through the trees and on towards the next fence they'll be jumping, which will be fence number 5. As they do so, leading them down the hill, it is Flashing Gold from in second, Lord's Disciple. They're followed next in the field by Guignard, who is followed next by Hit the Kettle, and wider still, and he's outside as they race downhill is Gammon D. So they make their way on towards this fence now, fence number 5, and as they do so, lead them on to it. Still no change in front. Flashing Gold is over safely from in second, Lord's Disciple. They're followed next in the field as by Guignard in third. Gammon Do is in fourth, and they're followed by French Bumper, Something About Keen, Hit the Kettle. Look at the Bright Side is last but one, and there's 3 lengths to the back marker of the 9, which is O'Callaghan's Way. Passing their point of departure, they have a circuit complete now, and shortly going to make their way around the bottom and up the home straight again for their second time, where they'll be facing on towards fences number 6 and 7. And as they do so, leading the way in front, Flashing Gold by about 3 to 4 lengths now. From in second, Lord's Disciple. Guignard in third with Gammon Do in fourth. French Bumper's next on the inside in fifth, and he's followed by There's Something About Keen. Wider still is Hit the Kettle with 2 lengths back to Look on the Bright Side, and 3 lengths back to the back marker O'Callaghan's Way. Racing on towards this fence number 6, and as they do so, over safely in front, it is Flashing Gold. Leads the way now as they make the way across the gap. Flashing Gold leads the way from Lord's Disciple in second, Guignard's in third. On his outside fourth is Gammon Do, and these are followed next by Hit the Kettle, Something About Keen, and French Bumper, Look at the Bright Side last but one, and O'Callaghan's Way is the back marker. Field begin to tighten up as they rise uphill towards the winning post. They head out with a final circuit and 5 left to jump, and as they do so, in front, Flashing Gold. He's made every inch so far, leads the way by 2 lengths from Lord's Disciple in second, Gammon D in third, Guignard is fourth, and they're followed by French Bumper. There's Something About Keen, Hit the Kettle, 2 lengths back to Look on the Bright Side, 3 lengths back to the back marker O'Callaghan's Way. 5 out now, and over in front, and still with the advantage, Flashing Gold. Quickly race on towards 4 out now, Flashing Gold from Lord's Disciple. As they jump that one, they're followed next in the field by Gammon Do on the inside, Guignard. As they swing the bend, they begin their downhill run and race on towards the fence. It'll be 3 from the finish now. Tempo being upped as they race downhill, and as they do so in front, Flashing Gold leads the way from Lord's Disciple. They're followed next in the field as they race downhill by Gammon Do with Guggenard back and forth. They continue to run down through the trees now and race on towards this fence. The fence that will be 3 from the finish now, but still a long way from home in this opening Tattersalls 4yo Maiden. And as they race downhill towards the third last, still Flashing Goal leads the way from Lord's Disciple in second. They're followed by Guggenard, who jumps up into third. They're followed now by Gammon D. French Bumpers next, looking the bright side, and the Orange Silks is making ground. Also is something about Keane as they begin to really tighten up now. Hit the Kettle's also there, so they tighten up to it, only about 7 lengths separating the 9 as they race across the bottom now. Still the best part of a half a mile to go and 2 fences left to jump, and as they do so, it is in front. Lord's Disciple now just putting his nose in front from Flashing Gold in second. They're followed next in the field now by Improving French Bumper, and they're followed next by There's Something About Keane. They straighten up now, race off the home bend with 2 left to jump, and it's Lord's Disciple from Gammon Do. They're followed by French Bumper back in third. Reading along in fourth is There's Something About Keane. Guggenard is fourth. Is fifth as they race towards 2 out now. Gammon Do on the outside of Lord's Disciple. These 2 now head the way towards the gap. They're followed by French Bumper back in third. Something About Keane is fourth. Guggenard is next as they race uphill towards the final fence, and Gammon Do has gone to the front from French Bumper, who's closing and trying to go down a challenge as they come towards the last, and it's Gammon Do and French Bumper very little between the pair. French Bumper and Gammon Do up towards the line, neck and neck between the pair. Gammon Do and French Bumper climbing towards the line. French Bumper, Gammon Do, hard to tell from the call here. French Bumper and Gammon Do, French Bumper. We leave that one to the judge, hard to call here. They're followed back in third by Lord's Disciple. Good battle on for 4th and 5th with There's Something About Keane and Guggenard, and they were followed back in 6th by Flashing Gold, Hit the Kettle, and final finisher Looking the Bright Side.